Hi, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela with Blue Bear Flutes. Of course, you can find us on bluebearflutes.com as well as our Blue Bear Flutes Facebook, Instagram, and just about everything else on the web. Today, I wanted to bring you a video with some more information, a little bit of detail for you about the drone flute. The Native American drone flute is something that's kind of more popular these days than it has been in the recent past, the last 50 years or so. I know I've mentioned before that we have seen drone flutes that were discovered from the Colima culture in Central America, who had made them for a while. I've actually shown some videos and some pictures of some drone flutes that friends of mine in Mexico have made at Teotihuacan, and they're very unique and very unusual. Each vary from type to type. There are drone flutes that appear to look like snakes. There are drone flutes that look like just like discs and pans, and then there are some drone flutes that actually look like what people call a shotgun or a straight drone. We also offer the A-frame drone flutes as well, but I brought this one up because this one has a feature that you can't really get on an A-frame flute. That is, there is a fingering in the back that you can rest your thumb on, and it allows you to change the note of the drone chamber, so you can actually get a couple different notes off the drone chamber, which is nice. And the reason I'm showing you this, because the video is really more about our fifth drone, I just wanted to show you comparison and contrast what you've got. With a standard drone flute, whether it be the A-frame type or the type that is like this, the side-by-side or straight drone, you have one chamber that plays usually one note all the time. And then you have a chamber that has fingering so that you can play different notes. So the fingering chamber, I can play with just one mouthpiece side here, and you can hear it's just a regular flute. But when you add that with the other chamber, the drone chamber we call it, the one that's just a solid note, you get something kind of unique. And with our straight drone, you have the extra fingering on the back, you get something even more unique. So you can change that harmonic note in the back, which is really great. As I mentioned, this video is more about our fifth drone. The fifth drone is kind of a unique instrument. We call it a Mayan or Aztec drone, just mainly because that's what popular culture calls it these days. Although, of course, it was invented by the Mayans and the Aztecs, just like the snake drone that I mentioned earlier. The fifth drone is actually kind of unique because it has a low E and a high B flute side by side, and you can play the bottom four notes, that's three fingerings. When they're all covered, that's the fourth note of each of those respective scales. So with this fifth drone, unlike the fourth drone, everything you do is harmony. Everything. There's no way to play a disharmonic sound with this instrument. It's really cool. So you have an E flute over here, bottom four notes, and the B flute, high B flute over here, bottom four notes. And I'm going to show you what you can do with this type of instrument. Like I mentioned, we also offer a fourth drone, which I love. It's great. It sounds like Gregorian chant music. It's just really crazy. The fifth drone is a different set of harmonies. And when we call it a fourth and a fifth, that refers to how far apart the two sides are in tone. So these two instruments are 5 tones apart, and the fourth drone is only 4 apart, going in a different direction. But it's amazing what you can produce with this. So you can play just to one side, or you can play this other side. And when you play them together, I'm going to show you the various combinations you can do. When you play them though, like I said, you're always going to get something magic with this instrument. It's just amazing to hear such a thing going on. So I'm going to play the two sides together at the same time. You watch my fingers, and I'll play just the notes on the E side first, the low side. Really neat. And going back down the scale. So and on the B side, this is what it sounds like, leaving this side solid and just going up and down the scale. Those are not the only combinations of notes you can play. So really it's got 6 holes if you think about it that way. But because it's a 5th drone, and really literally it's 2 separate instruments just put together, because it's the 5th drone, you can play combinations of notes. I'll show you that. And that's what it sounds like if you just open each of the fingerings while you're playing them together going up the scale. And then this is what it sounds like when you kind of mix some of those notes up. So that's just kind of mixing and matching as you go. You can think about it if you're one of the technically minded people and try to put different harmonics together based on what it is you're looking for. Or even better than that, one step further, you can take these 2 flutes and play them together with one of their counterparts. For example, play this drone and play a very rhythmic piece while you're playing, one of your friends is playing like an E flute, because that's this side, of course. And then because you have an E flute with its entire minor pentatonic scale, you have all of the harmonics that you can hit with that. Or you can go the other way and play the B flute. Really is amazing. Of course, there's probably 1 or 2 other notes I'm not even thinking about. If you consider the combinations, you can actually play about 4 different flutes with this instrument and sound really amazing. So, FYI, there's always room for experimentation, as most of you know. But like I said, you can do a number of things with this. How you attack the notes is really interesting, because it's a harmonic type instrument and the notes are always in harmony with one another. When you attack, the attack sounds different than it does when you're playing just a regular flute. So you'll notice that I do a lot of starting the notes. We call it tonguing, or the ta sound when you're playing the note. And when I do that, it actually has a whole different sound with this instrument than it does with just a regular Native American flute, or really anything else that I'm aware of. So that's kind of something fun that you can do. You can also start a frame, a whole idea of music, a bar of music. You can start with just playing one side of the flute. And then kind of go into something else. It's such a limitless instrument, and more amazing than I really give it credit for, to be honest with you. It's inspiring to play. Many of you, especially the beginners, may have just started out with the amazing instrument the Native American flute is, and you found how easy it is for you to play something, how easy it is for you to come up with your own melodies and even play common songs that you have other people teaching you to play, or you can sit down and figure out any of them yourself. It's not a hard instrument to master, but you've seen how fun and enjoyable it is. This instrument here is just well over the top. It takes you to the next level in the stratosphere of playing the Native American flute, because it sounds like more than one person playing. Not just the drone. I mean, the drone has its own harmony, and with ours, you can change one note in play. There are people, I should have mentioned in this video, I've mentioned so many others, but there are people that make drone flutes that you can take a plug out and play one of the harmonies that particular instrument offers. But with ours, I like to make our flutes play all the time. So that's why there's a fingering here, in difference from having one that is a plug. The plug you take out, you set it down, you play. But and of course you could make an entire another flute over here and take out any of the fingerings you wanted and play that note as a drone sound. But with ours, it's a playable instrument, so you actually get some movement on this, which allows you to make those transitions in the song during the music, which is great. Whereas this guy here, you're doing nothing but transitions the whole time you're playing it. So that's why, like I said, I'm just really honestly, one of my favorite flutes that we make is the 5th Drone. They usually come in this color wood. Sometimes it's a little lighter. It really depends on when we get the Western Cedar, and occasionally we have people asking for one or the other. Honestly, they both sound the same, so forgive me if I have to message back and say that, you know, we don't have dark wood right now. But it's really an amazing instrument, no matter what it looks like, and you get so much versatility, something I think that you really, really need when you're playing solo. So anyway, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela signing out. We look forward to hearing from you all, as always, through our website, bluebearflutes.com. You can find us again on Facebook and send us a message there. A lot of people Instagram us these days because we post a lot of pictures and videos of everything that we've done, where we're going, and places we've been, and the flutes that we've made, and a lot of the beautiful flute totems that my wife Jessie, turns out that most of you think is me. She makes some of the most, oh, her eyes got really big just now. She makes the most beautiful flute totems of any flute maker out there, and you know, I really wish we could sign our name on them because some of them are just astounding. But anyway, so make sure you check out our Instagram. If you haven't seen it, it's of course Blue Bear Flutes, as you would find us on Facebook and everywhere else. So once again, signing out. Happy flute playing, flute making, all of you very much, and thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you greatly. Without you watching, we wouldn't be making videos. Y'all take care.